If you like this video, please subscribe for the new classes and don't forget to click on the bell icon for new updates.
Hey, good evening, good morning, guys. Let's start today's class. I would like to start this class on time because I cannot wait for the people. The people are joining very late. So let them join whenever they have a time. So right now I have a couple of people join. So let's start on time the class. Please make sure that the next time onwards be on time so that we don't waste the time. Otherwise, waiting for the people, we are simply wasting your time. Fine, let's come back to the class today. I hope so you guys can see the screen. Let's say I'm going to share the screen now. Okay, so well and good. So today's topic, we're going to talk about what is a Hana functionality. I'll send you mail, guys. Please check your Hana access for everyone. I'll send you your user account and password, and I'm going to show you how to log into the system. You have to click on the start button, then type remote desktop. That's going to open a remote desktop. In your mail, I have provided you the IP address. This is for your remote desktop. Please enter the IP address as it is. Please make sure that you're entering the right IP address. Then click on connect. It's going to ask you what's your username and password. So first time you have to select other user, then enter your username and password. Then it's going to enter into a screen. Then you're going to be entering into the screen like this. So we have a pre-installed software available in a desktop, so that entire the desktop has been shared with you people. So no need to worry about that one. So you have to be here. This is how you can access your desktop. Fine. So let's move to the topic, to this topic here. Let's talk about what is a Hana functionality. I would like to increase a little bit space, the font size. Okay. So what is a Hana functionality? What we can do with the Hana. So if anybody asks you what you can do with an Hana, Hana is in a database, right? So I can do a data loading or data provisioning. Then I can do data modeling or information modeling. Then I can do reporting. So this is your Hana functionality. Okay, so what is a Hana version of the Hana? So the latest version available in the market is 2.0. The people are started migrating to now. It's a very new version, so no need to worry about this one. Are you talking? I can't hear you. Hey guys, I think everyone can hear me. Who's this? Sora. Israel, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You guys can hear me, everyone? Anyone have a problem? Okay, I think he left and he's going to jump back again. Fine, let's start today's class to continue. Okay, so the version is going to be the latest version available in the market. It's 2.0. It's a very new version, so no need to worry about this one. Presently, the people are working on 1.0. And 1.0 is a version. I'm sorry. This is going to be 1.0. Okay, this is a version 1.0 and there is a SPS. We call this SPS is nothing but support package stack. I'm sorry. So HANA will be keep releasing fixes or new features, like I can say the fixes or patches into a support pack stacks. So they have given certain numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now the latest support pack stack is 18, but still the companies are working on 15 and 14 or 15 or 16. But the latest has been released in 18 and 19 for 1.0. I'm talking about for 1.0, the version of HANA. Okay, so this is the version information, and you need to understand that, and comparing with the BW and comparing with the BW with the HANA, BW has predefined contents. So what does it mean? It has ABAP dictionary, and it has ABAP dictionary and predefined contents. What is a predefined contents? Predefined contents is nothing but for every business module. For example, let's say human resource, finance, marketing, sales. For every business modules, the SAP has been created a predefined objects which doesn't require to create again. So what is the use of this? It's completely a time-saving process. It's no need to do a redesigning again. So if you want to, for example, if your organization required a sales related data has to be loaded and creating a reports, then you have to create a sales related info objects like sales order, like a sales order item, the billing information, item name, the quantity. So you don't need to create all these info objects, and you can say the normal standard language, we can call it a fields. So these objects has been created already for each and every business stream, for every business department. For example, sales, marketing, human resource. So those objects are available as a predefined objects. So we call them in BW as a business content. We also call them as BI content. So business content or BI content is nothing but these are predefined objects which helps the developers to save the time, no need to redesign them again from the scratch. So these predefined objects are available for BW, but in HANA we do not have. It doesn't have in HANA. And ABAP dictionary, so no predefined data before. So here ABAP dictionary is nothing but it's a predefined data before the table. So that is available in BW, but we don't have in HANA. So that's the difference in between if you talk about BW and HANA comparison, right? Then if you ask about how I can do a HANA certification, if you ask me about the HANA certification, then you have two options. One thing is you can directly, if you are in US or other countries, except India, Pakistan. So these countries except this India and Pakistan, then if you are in the US or other countries, you can directly register in SAP website for exam. The cost is around, it will be $500. When I saw the last time, I think it might be around plus or minus of $50 or $100. There is no minus. I think maybe additional, maybe you can take it as a $600. That's a maximum for each and every certification. So HANA, we have a variety of certification. Then we can say 100. Then we have a 200. Then we have 300. Then 310. These are the certification numbers You have to go select which certificate you want to do, register them, and you can go to any Prometic center, the exam center or VUE center, we can call them, to take your exam. Okay, what about the people in India or Pakistan? If you are in India, because the people are taking, so many people are taking certifications in India, that's the reason they have created certain rules for them. Because the majority of the people, if you take about SAP certification, they are from India. That's the reason SAP has designed a separate regulation for this. If you are in India, then you have to take a training from SAP Academy or SAP authorized training centers. The training should be done. Then you can directly register for exam, or you should have real-time experience working with SAP partners. Then you can directly register. Okay, so only these two cases you have to register. Okay, this is a option 1, this is an option 2, and there is a one more option called, once you apply for that in India, then SAP, so once what you have to do is you have to apply to SAP Education Center with your profile or resume. Then SAP Education team verifies your experience or skills, then they approve for exam. Then you can take the exam. This is a very lengthy process, to be frank, in India. But if you're in the US and other countries, you can directly take exam. Simply go to SAP website, is it SAP Education website. Then you can start registering a particular certification. The certification numbers will be like this. You can check in a SAP website. Then select whatever the certificates you want, because HANA has been divided into multiple certification. It's not one single certificate. So the entire course, if you complete, you can take all the certificates. Okay, so these certificates has been divided into like a basics, advanced, like in basics, intermediate, advanced, and the more advanced courses. So these are the different stages of the certificates, but all this belongs to HANA. So we are going to cover all this certificate information in this course, right? So this is about a certification course. How do I take a certification? Okay, so this is all about brief information about your functionality and certification related information. Let's come back to your HANA where we left yesterday. So I want to show you look and feel. The first thing is you have to open your Hana Studio icon from your desktop, or you can open from your the status bar, or you can click on start button. You can go to all programs. There is an option called SAP HANA. When you click on that, you can see there is a Hana Studio. The Hana Studio is a front-end tool which we use to connect a database system which is located in any remote location. Then we can start designing our data according to our requirement. So now once you open that, as I said yesterday, you're going to get the first screen is going to be welcome screen. In this welcome screen, you have to click on the modular. So as I explained to you, HANA has a different types of let me go back to here. HANA, the types of roles. Okay, the first one is going to be developer, modular administrator. So the developer will design the database applications based on using a Java, XML, JavaScripts, ABAP, then you can use a lot of other programming tools. That's a developer related technologies. If you talk about the modular we do the data modeling. This is what we're going to learn. Administrator manages users and servers. Okay, so for all these three different types of job roles, you can say three different types of people available in any organization. But all these three different people are going to use a one single tool called Hana Studio. So it doesn't have a different tools. All of three people are going to use one single tool that is called Hana Studio. Okay, so here we need to talk about the perspectives. Perspectives are nothing but a window or screen. Okay, so this is a one perspective. For example, let's say I'm in a sheet 3. This is a one perspective I can call. Sheet 2, I can say it's another perspective. Sheet 3, it's another perspective. Every sheet has its own different types of tools. So in Excel, we're calling it a sheets, but in a Hana, it has its own terminology. But I'm not comparing the sheets with the Hana Studio, so do not get confusion. I'm just giving an example. Every tool has its own names for different section of screens. So in Hana, we have a different section of the screens. So these screens we call perspective. We have a developer perspective where you can see all the developer tools here, and we have a modular perspective and we have administrator perspectives. So we have a three. This is a very standard perspective. 3 perspectives we have, but we have more than this. That is what we're going to look at now. So whenever you log on to your Hana Studio, then first thing is you can see a screen. The screen has been divided into different parts. You can see here we call it is a systems. Then this is your work area. This is a place where you're going to read the data and you're going to design the data. So you're going to read them, you're going to design them. But you can do a modification. Yes, you can do modification, everything. Reading and designing, modification. So we talk about all this stuff. This is called work area. The designing area can be done here. So we have a various, we call this is a status bar below this. Whatever you see here, we have a job log, we have all other properties and all this stuff. You can see the current and history. The two different tabs are there. Okay. So apart from that, if you ask me that, what else we can see here? Let me get my mouse pointer. So here you can go to Windows, you can show view, you can say history, you got it, job log history, you can say progress, then we have again show view, I can say properties, so I get progress and properties to different tabs here, then I can show you that. Then quick view, the quick view comes on your right screen here. This is a quick view. Quick view is nothing but a shortcuts to your menus. For example, I want to import the data. I can click on here directly, or I have one more option, click on file, I can say import. So the two different, but you have to click on file, step 1, and click on import, step 2. But here, there is only one step, directly you can click on import. So these are all shortcuts for your Hana modular. Okay, so you have more options. You can see that validate, activate, redeploy. You have a lot of options. We're going to talk about them. Then come back to here, show view. Then I have here systems. So this is a system view. So each and every view, whatever you see here, can be minimized and maximized, and I can close it. For example, I have systems view. If you want to close this, you can click on the close button here. You get more space. If you want to open it back again, go to Windows, go to show view, then click on systems. Like this, you can manage all this whatever the views you can see here. For example, I want to minimize. Click on the minimize. You can see on the sidebar you have a small icon called restore. If you click on that, it will restore again. So all these tabs, whatever you see, it's flexible. You can maximize or minimize, or you can move, you can enlarge, or you can increase or decrease the size of the screen as well. So this is how you're going to manage all the screens. For example, this is a work area. I can still minimize it and see, for example, if I minimize the quick view, it goes to on your status bar, the sidebar. So sidebar you have to restore again. If you don't want, you can keep it like this. For example, I don't want this progress, I just minimize. I don't want this properties, I just minimize. But I can see the more space now. This is how you can clear the space on your screen. Okay, so now let's come back to the systems. What is this view exactly doing here? The systems view, if you talk about this, it is nothing but your database systems. System is nothing but a server. So all your database servers will be listed here. If you want to connect any database server, you have to come to our systems. So the systems, how do I connect to a database server? The first thing is you have to right click on the white space and select add system. It will ask you specify the system information, the host name, instance number, then you have to click on the next screen. It will show you username and password. So this username and password has been created. It will be created by your SAP HANA administrator or security team or basis team. Please, you need to contact them. Okay, so they will provide you all the server information. What in case if you have all this list of servers, like you have more servers, like let's say 10 to 11 or 10 to 20 servers are available. So what you can do is there is an option called, you can check with your colleague in your team rather than adding one by one. For example, let's say I have a 1 to like a 25 systems. If I want to add them individually one by one up to 25 systems, I'm just giving an example, but don't think that the companies might have a 25. Yes, depends on the company size. They might have 25 or 30 servers or 50 servers. No, who knows? But minimum is 3 servers. Okay. So if you want to add them in this particular situation one by one, then it is a time-consuming process, right? So in this case, if you want to get them all in one shot, then you can ask your colleague or team member to whatever the systems you see in their screen, you can ask them to provide that system information in a file. So that is called landscape. How they can provide it? They can go to file, you can select export, then you can go to SAP HANA content, SAP HANA, then you can see there is an option called landscape. When you click on next, it's going to select all the systems, whatever you have here, and it is going to create a landscape XML. So you can store this file into a particular location. In case if you want, you can store it into your desktop. Then you can click on finish. Then it will create a XML file with all the systems information. That file, take it from your team member, then bring into your system, then click on import. Then you can go ahead and select again landscape, click on next, browse and select the particular file what you got from your team member, then open it. Automatically you see all the screens, all the systems. Okay, so but one thing is you have to change the username. I'm going to show you that one. So let's add a system first. So you can right click on it, click on add system. There is one more option called the button here called add system. So both are same. So when you click on add system, guys, please check in your system. Everyone has there is a notepad on your desktop called HANA details. If you open that file, it will show you all the systems detailed information. HANA related, this is a SQL related, this is a business objects data service related, and this is a business objects related. So all this information, so you can see BW related and ECC related. They gave you all username and password for every system. So for this system, for example, the host name is going to be best. And the instance number is going to be 03. Then click on next. Before coming here, you can see the description. You can enter your description for this. It's for Hana training system. Then click on next. It is going to ask you username. So whatever the username you're going to provide here, that will be displayed in your system. For example, if I'm just giving here Hana. In case if my username is Kiran, then it will display Kiran in your system. I'm going to show you that. Let me enter first Hana. And what is the password? Okay, ARP12345. Then you can click on finish. Now you can see the system has been added here. You can see green box here. It means that it's connected successfully. This is your HANA database server or system. But you can see there is a name called HDB. HDB stands for HANA database. Within a bracket you have a HANA. Don't confuse with this. This is your username. If in a real time, your username will be your name. For example, it shows Kiran here. And this is a HANA training system description of your system. This is how you need to add a system. Fine. So for example, there are multiple systems are there. If you want to add one more, let's say you can say add with a different user or different system. Let me create a user here. I'll show you how it will look like. I have created a user here. So now I'm going to add a username now. KHHRAN and say ERP12345. So if I click on finish, it's going to ask you enter. This is how it's going to ask you to change your password the first time. Whenever you get your user credential from your security team or the basis team, once you enter that, it's going to ask you to change the password. Then you can enter whatever the password you want. Once you've done this, so this is how the number of systems will be displayed. Now please observe that it is showing you HANA database within brackets my name. This is the username who connected to this database. So from now onwards, whatever you're going to do this, it's going to store on your name. Every log will be stored. So you have to be very careful while you're updating or deleting any models. Your name will be stamped on the log files. So if you open this, you can see the same thing. Right. For example, I have two different systems. Imagine, and if you want to add them automatically by using a file like this, let's assume that you have around 30 systems. How do I export that? Click on File, go to Export. Then I can expand SAP HANA content. SAP HANA. Select SAP landscape. Then you can see there are two systems automatically displaying here. Then I can keep it here, then browse. I'm selecting my desktop. Click on save, finish. If you go back to your desktop, there will be a landscape file will be created automatically. So first thing you need to do is you have to change the usernames. So this landscape as the username who exported. So we have to change them. When you say edit, it will edit it, but you can see that there will be a username. So go ahead and check here. You can see this is a usernames, Hana and Kiran. So you need to change these usernames to your username. Okay, let's say your username. So I'm not going to do this one. I want to import, right? So I'm going to keep it same as it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, in real time you have to do that, guys. I'm going to delete here to show you the demo how I can import the landscape, because the landscape has this systems information, so we don't need it. We are deleting right now. So now click on File, select Import, then you can select the landscape which is available under SAP HANA. Select the landscape, click on Next, click on Browse, then you can select from your desktop the landscape. When you select the landscape, then click on Finish. Can you see now? All the number of systems automatically comes here. Let it be 10, 20, 30 or 50 or whatever it is. All the systems comes with the usernames. So be careful, you have to change the username according to your username. Now simply double click on it, it will ask you the password. So you have to enter the password. Because it doesn't have the password, it will have only the system details, not the password. So double click on it and enter the password whatever you want it. So this is, guys, how you can get it in your first day to configure your Hana Studio with database systems. Okay, so now the systems is available. This is all about the systems information. But now when you talk about here, what are the other options we have? Let's talk about the perspectives. So whatever the perspective you are right now, you're looking at the screen, is called modular perspective. On your right hand side, on the top of the screen, you can see the list of small icons here. So one icon has been selected. If you just move your mouse on the top of this, you can see the title is SAP HANA Modeler. Before that, you have one more small icon. It says HANA Administration Console. If you click on this one, the entire screen will get changed. This screen belongs to HANA Administrator. And the perspective, click on the modular perspective, this belongs to HANA Modeler. There is a development perspective. If you click on SAP HANA Development, this screen, see the screen, entire the screen is changing. You're getting a lot of information here. You can see there is info providers, change manager, history. You're getting a new tabs, new options. You can see Project Explorer, repositories, systems. But if you go back to modeler, I can see only systems. But in a developer, I have a Project Explorer, I have a repositories, I have a systems, then I have a lot of other options on the bottom of the screen. Then there is a BW modeling perspective as well. If you click on that, it will show you the BW related information here. I can log on by using this, but this is not working here. You can see your BW screen here itself. Then I have one more called ABAP perspective. This is for ABAP developers. I have one more perspective here called web developers, Java developers. Okay, so this is how you can select the different types of perspectives. The perspectives is nothing but it is a screen which has a different types of features for each and every business role. Developer, administrator, modeler, BW modeler, ABAPer, the Java developer. So everybody can use HANA. So everybody has its own type of different types of skill sets. For example, HANA modeler, you can use HANA as only a database system to design and develop your database related information models. But BW guy, they can design and develop a BW related information models. You can bring into HANA system. I can send back to BW system. The ABAPer can use HANA system as a platform to design and develop ABAP based applications. The web developer, you can use HANA as a development system platform to design and develop web based applications, right? So how do I see these perspectives? You have to go to Windows, there is an option called perspective. Then you can say open perspective. There is an option called other. When you click on that, it will show you the list of perspectives are available. So if you want any perspective, you can simply see we have a ABAP, we have a BW, we have a Java, Java EE Enterprise Edition, then we have a JavaScript, then we have OData, then we have XML, we have a web, blah, blah, blah. So many perspectives. You can select according to your business role which perspective you want to use to start working on your job. Fine. So this is all about the perspectives. Then coming back to the quick view. The quick view is going to give you a shortcuts to the important options called delivery units. We're going to discuss about this. Delivery units is nothing but if you want to move all your developments from one landscape to another landscape. When you're talking about landscape, let me explain to you what is a landscape. System landscape. This is a very common question in interviews or people asking, or if you go to a job, they will tell you this is our landscape. So what is the landscape here? If you try to understand the landscape, the number of systems used in your project to provide solution to your customer is called landscape. So what is the number of systems? So for example, let's say that I'm using a HANA system, right? Let me go here. This is my HANA system. Okay. Then I have here format, sorry. Okay, and I have here this is my reporting tool called VOBJ, which is nothing but business objects, and this is my SAP HANA system. Okay, and this is, let's say this is SQL Server, this is SAP ERP system, and this is SAP ERP, SQL, then I can say IBM DB2, lot of things. So these are all, we call it is a, let's say this is IBM DB2. So we call these things as data sources which provides data, or which has the data, or we can say which provides data. Okay, all the data, your organization data stores in the different systems, SQL Server, ERP system, and your IBM DB2. Okay, so if you talk about this one, then we can say HANA system, okay, so I can say this is going to be, when I say this is a HANA, okay, this is your SAP HANA systems. Then I can say development system, you can say this is quality system, then you can say this is production system. Okay, then the same thing here also. When you talk about your BW system, even the BW systems also, your reporting tool also has this is a SAP BOBJ systems. This is again development system. This is a quality system. This is a production system. Okay, so now we're going to extract the data from the various data sources into this system. First, the development system. Here I do all the development activities. I build all my models here. So once you build the models, then I have to move into quality system for testing. When I do the testing here, if the testing is passed, then we'll move the objects to production system. There's a production system where the users will start accepting. From the production system, what we do is, when we're doing this one, the development system is connected to dev system, quality system connected to quality, productions to connected to the production system, right? So here we create a report, we'll move to quality for testing, then we'll move to production system for testing. This is a place where the end users will accept the end user will access the reports. So if you talk about, this is complete all the systems called landscape. So how many systems we have? We have a data sources, various data sources, and this is a SAP landscape, this is a business objects landscape, and this is overall the landscape in my organization. So this is what exactly you have to understand and explain what is a landscape in case if anybody asks you, right? So this is a very standard or minimum or basic landscape for any organization if they are working with the HANA. So but here the data sources might change. They might have SQL, they might have ERP, or they might have IBM DB2, they might have Hadoop or big data, and you can say Informatica, Teradata, whatever, Oracle. So we cannot say that these are all the standard. It is completely depends on what type of data sources, where exactly they store the data. It depends on the company. Okay, but if you talk about HANA systems from here, this is a common for any organization. It should be like this: development system, quality system, and production system. And again for reporting, development system, quality system, and production system. So why they need the three systems? This is a system which is accessing by end users, your business users. So I cannot do any development here because it is going to impact the server. So it is going to disturb the people. Whatever the reports I have here, these reports are accessing by my business users. So I don't want to disturb them. That's the reason they have a separate system called development, where we develop and do the testing, whatever you develop, whether it's working or not inside your quality system. Once the quality testing is passed, then we'll send it to the production, then where the end users can access the system. So that is called landscape. So in the landscape, if you want to move, transfer, this is called transfer, right? How do I transfer the objects from here to here? That is called here delivery units. This is the delivery units we use to transfer the objects from one system to another system. Then we talk about what is generating a time data. You can create a new time data, depends on, if you give, for example, I want to generate the data from January 1st, 2000 to December 31st, 2018, around 18 years of data. If you want to generate, you can click on this one. So select whatever the system you want it, click on next. It will ask you what type of calendar you want to use for Gregorian and physical. Gregorian starts with Jan, end with December 31st. But physical is nothing but it's a financial. It starts with April, ends with again March. Okay, so from which year? I want from 2001. Then to which year? 2018. So you want the granularly by yearly wise or monthly wise or day wise. If you give a day wise, the day of the week starts from Sunday. So from January 1st, Sunday, it will generate the data. January 2nd, Monday, January 3rd, Tuesday, like this, it will generate 18 years of the data, which you can use for your reporting purpose or whatever the purpose. In case if you require a time related data which is not available in your tables, then I can generate. The HANA is providing a feature to generate automatically. So this is how we can generate the time related data. Fine. Then how do you configure the servers? Then data provisioning is like extracting the data. Data provisioning is nothing but this is called data provisioning. If I want to extract the data from here to here, here to here, here to here. So what is this is called? This is called data provisioning. So for this data provisioning, we are using a tools called SLT, SDA, SDI and BODS. These are the tools we are using for data provisioning or data extraction. So by using these tools, I can extract the data from the various data sources. Okay, so any data source, I can use SLT, SDA or SDI and BODS. SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation, which provides real-time data. What is a real-time data? For example, I have a 10 records here. If I am using SLT, SLT will send the 10 records immediately here. If tomorrow we create another 2 records, immediately 2 records will be available. You don't need to extract again. When you connect this through SLT, SLT will always look for what is the new records here, automatically add the records here, real time. Whenever they create and save the record, within a seconds of time, the record will be available here. That is called real-time access. Fine. Okay. So today I would like to stop it here. If you have any questions, you guys can go ahead and ask me. I'm going to open your mics. If you have any question, you can unmute yourself and can speak with me. You can unmute yourself. You can start speaking. Yeah, hi. Any questions you have?
Yeah, no, I don't have any question for now.
Oh, great. So is it clear for you today's class?
Very, very clear and detailed.
Okay.
I hope I can get it. During the presentation, there were some brief pauses, so I hope whatever you send would have all the lecture on the
video.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I don't know whether it's from my side or not, but during the presentation, some little snippets of the parts where I couldn't hear your voice, so I hope it's captured
that is
in the video.
available. You have to go to the desktop here. I'll show you once again. What is the passwords? How do you access? If you go to your remote desktop, in your remote desktop, there will be a file notepad called HANA Details. If you open that, you can see all your usernames and password for every system.
Okay.
Okay. So how do I open remote desktop? You have to click on the start button. Just search for remote desktop. Okay. When you say remote desktop, click on it. It's going to open a remote connection here. I'll show you once again. Remote desktop connection. Then you have to enter the IP address, then click on connect. Then you have to enter your username and password, which is provided. Then click on OK. Then it will open a remote desktop like this. Okay?
Okay.
That's clear. Great. Fine. Any more questions? Anyone have questions? Okay, fine. Thank you very much, and then we'll meet on the weekday again, Monday. So Monday, in the sense, for the people who is in a IST India, it will be Tuesday for them. Okay, so people whoever in a US, it will be on Monday CST 8:30 on same time. Fine. I'll be sending you this video in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much. We'll meet on again Monday and Central Time Zone. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day. Anyone have questions before leaving? Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.